This episode is part of our Australia Pale Ale series. Today's beer is Pirate Life Pale Ale. Hello from Beer Australia Reviews, and today we will be sampling, tasting and reviewing another one of the Pirate Life beers. This time it's their flagship Pale Ale. Now, Pirate Life is a relatively new microbrewery. It's been around since 2014. It's from Adelaide in South Australia. The Pale Ale was one of the first beers that they started to make. Well, obviously every single microbrewery in Australia makes a Pale Ale, and they've been making this one from 2015 onwards. Now, I've tried a few of the Pirate Life beers in the last few months, and I especially like the Imperial India Pale Ale, which comes out at like 8.8% and comes in a big can as well. It's a big beer. But this is the first time I've tried the Pirate Life Pale Ale. This should be their flagship beer. This should be the one that they make the biggest efforts with, because the Pale Ale is always the go-to beer for everybody who's having a craft beer. Let's have a read of this one. Hardy bitterness and generous dose of citrus and pine. They're not making any claims this time round about any type of tropical fruit in there or fruity aromas, or not stating any particular fruit that we need to look for. So it's open for interpretation. Hoppy, bold and pours a wicked rusty bronze. Well, if it's rusty bronze, then why is it called a Pale Ale? Pirate Life, I've tried a few of them. Let's try their Pale Ale. Oh, immediately I'm getting some aroma from this. Well done, Pirate Life. You've made a good beer. The other thing is this is a West Coast style, so it should pour clear. It smells good. Lots of sparkle. The head on this one's quite dense and foamy. Oh, that looks really nice. Oh, that looks like a lovely beer. Lots of aroma coming off this one. It looks good, it smells good. There's lots of small bubbles in this one, a sparkle to it. Dense foamy head's going down a little bit. It's been in the glass for a minute or two. I didn't make a note of the type of hops. They do note it on the website. I'll have to look that up later. But whatever hops are in there are definitely giving us some floral aromas. It's coming over to me really well right now. Let's give it a try. Yep, there's citrus in there, and what else does it say? Pine. It doesn't say resinous pine. Citrus and pines. Hoppy, bold and pours with a wicked rusty bronze. Definitely a bronze colour. One of the darkest looking pale ales that I've come across. So a pale ale should be pale. That's why they call it a pale ale, strangely enough. So darker in colour than some. Looks good though, look at that. I like that. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's got a sharp bitterness across your tongue, but it's also got a sweetness in there as well. Oh, and there's a big hit of, wait for it, grapefruit. Oh, sharp and tangy, and there's a bitterness that's getting me all across the mouth. So this has got a big flavour inside it. Lots of bitterness, so there's a lot of grapefruit in the background on this one. It's not hitting me all the way to the back. It's got a nice aroma, but it's not the most floral and flowery, and it's certainly not a tropical style. So there's no things like mango or nectarines and stuff in this one. A lot of grapefruit on this one, but it's also, despite the bitterness, there's like the grapefruit also has like a sweetness in there as well. So this is a really good beer, Mr. Life, or can I call you Pirate? Pirate Life Brewing of Adelaide, South Australia. Let me have some more. The pine is coming out now. Pine has taken me longer to get to than the citrus. Tang across the tongue. Bitterness across the tongue as well. Oh, there's absolute grapefruit in this one. I think they've squeezed a grapefruit and a half into every can. So it's 5.4% clear West Coast style pale ale. Out of all the pale ales that I've tried recently, that is actually the clearest one. Even the ones that call themselves a West Coast Pale Ale, which should be completely clear, I've found that most of them these days actually do still have some cloudiness in them. So the cloudiness is more of an East Coast style, but this one, West Coast style. And this is West Coast USA and East Coast USA. This is where the two styles of beers sort of developed over the last like 20 or 30 years. Not the most abundant of aromas, but it's got abundant taste, and it's got a few different layers of taste as well. But there is an overwhelming grapefruit on this one. But very definitely, this is a beer I can 100% recommend. If you see this one on draft, apparently they have it on draft in certain places. I don't know whether they get whether there's anywhere in Western Australia, in Perth, where we can get this on draft. If I see it, I will definitely try it. But if you see some of this one in your local bottle shop, do definitely try some. This has turned out to be one of my favourite beers. Pirate Life Pale Ale from Adelaide. Thanks for watching.